we're all good.
Gucci.
Everyone's
Actually,
Gucci.
yeah, on the levels. Feeling good?
Levels?
Everybody feel...
Everyone have levels.
I have a beanie on, so I'm going to turn up my feet.
Can you turn up my cans? No, I'm good. I'm good, actually.
Cans? Good cans. Okay.
Good cans. Cans are...
Cans? Can check?
How's everyone's cans?
Cans. I've got good cans.
Good cans. All right. Welcome to the MoxStars podcast, the #1 podcast on the internet for all things Magic the Gathering and Dr. Pepper. You know what time it is. The doctor's orders. Listening to MoxStars podcast. Check out our link tree below for links to everything. My name's Chris Ritter. I'm here with my two friends, Jordan.
Yo, what's up?
And Evan.
MoxStars podcast?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Nice.
Got it, bud.
Hell yeah. Welcome back, dude.
Yeah, I've been gone for a little bit. I don't think we've seen each other physically in person for like over a month.
That's
pretty
crazy
sure.
to me.
Yeah.
I thought it was like maybe 2 weeks because that was the podcast we had to account for, but no, it was definitely about a full month.
We missed you.
Oh, guys.
Welcome back. Well,
you had Kyle. Kyle did great.
Kyle did great.
Yeah.
Super appreciated. Shout out Kyle. But, it's great to have the MoxStars back.
Yeah, the boys are back.
The boys are back.
All right, and we're tightening up. We're going to do a quick mailbag, and then we're talking about product fatigue. We're tired of this shit, so let's just get to it. Right?
We know you are too.
Yeah.
It's like a subject that nobody wants to bite the hand that feeds, but currently there's no hand feeding us, so we're going to talk about it with no remorse.
That's right. Pay us to shut us up.
FedEx print shop's been feeding me, baby.
Yeah, until the cease and desist order comes through the mail.
All right. I mean, let's get into the mailbag,
let's get it.
I guess.
Or through the comment section, because
the
the Wizards of the Coast will win a free sticker if they...
Yeah, no one's claimed that free sticker. All you have to do is comment down below.
Please, guys. we want to send you this sticker.
All right, guys.
Ryan.
Mailbag. We all got shit this week, so let's talk about it. Chris, what'd you get?
I got 2 of the Phyrexia complete bundles.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I got pretty good value out of them. Besides the Oil Slick lands, my Oil Slick mythics for both of them were actually Vraska Betrayal Sting and the Sword of Forge and Frontier.
For both of them?
The exact same pulls in both, somehow.
The fuck?
Yeah, that's wild.
Super random.
Or is it?
I don't know. I mean, they were both from Amazon. They both arrived in the same package. But that is super random. That's just RNG. Just sometimes it happens. I feel like. Had some decent pulls. Pulled an Elish Norn. Pulled a few. A couple other things. Probably like $250, $200 value boxes.
Yes. What was that raising foiled? Oh, the Vraska, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's going for a lot.
Yeah, 50 a piece. The Sword and Vraska are both 50.
Hell yes.
I haven't seen any in person because, like, I've just been so curious. I've been running around different shops just being like, hey, do you guys have any of this stuff in stock yet? And they're like, no, we actually didn't keep any of it for ourselves. We sold all the product. So I haven't been able to see it in person. You have it on you today, right?
I don't actually have any of it on me besides the Step-In Complete foil Elish Norn.
I do want to peep
Praetor.
that.
Oh,
it's got the actual foiling on it.
Yeah, it's sick. It's really sick.
Ooh, I want that shit. It's hot.
So I wanted one of the Junji Ito guys, didn't pull one of those.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
It's still pretty sweet. I mean, that's really all I got for mailbag. I've been buying singles like a fiend off TCG Player lately, because I'm building a new deck that we're going to do a deck tech workshop on at some point.
Stay freaking tuned.
But that all depends on the United States Postal Service. So that's where we're at on that. That is the extent of my mailbag.
That's pretty sweet. I mean, I've been seeing people are selling out everywhere on these things. So getting, two, I know you pre-ordered them a long time ago.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. They arrived actually today, luckily, in time to open them before the podcast.
Love it.
And, I just love opening packs. Felt good receiving them. The Oil Slick lands look really cool. I don't know if I definitely don't hate the treatment. I like how the treatment looks on some cards. Like the Vraska looks really cool. I don't know if the sword looks that cool.
I think across the board, the design on that sword on all arts is kind of...
Yeah, it's kind of booty.
Leaves me wanting.
Boo.
Yeah, it's not great. But yeah, that's where we're at on that.
Red.
So when
very cool.
When you rip packs open,
Yo,
do you like sniff the air that comes out of them?
no.
Because you're not a weirdo.
Maybe.
Me either.
Okay, so I'm the only one.
Not trying to breathe that pack air.
I just want to know what the oil slick ones smelled like. If they smelled different.
Man, no, but I think that's where
Greasy.
COVID came from. You want none of that.
That's what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
All right, Evan, we both got some spicy mailbag stuff. What you got?
I have made some great investments lately, and what I've done is I've kept my eyes on the market with this whole complete edition bundle, like with the lands and everything like that. If you buy one complete edition, you get how many lands did you get out of each one?
So it comes with 2 of each of the oil slick lands, plus 2 20 packs of foil full art situations.
Right, and so there aren't a lot of oil slick lands in each of the packs.
10 total.
10 total.
Yes, sir.
Right. So when I thought about that, $80 a bundle, I'm not going to spend that to get just the basic lands that I wanted. So I actually went out and I bought 10 of each. I got paid about a little less than $4 for a majority of them. And then I spent a little over $5 for the swamps and a little over $4 for the plains. So it was, so the mountain, island, and forest were all less than like sub 4, which was great. I felt like that was a really great rate to like get those. So I'm actually waiting for those. They're in the mail. United States Postal Service failing me currently at the point, but I bought them all for my draft kit bundle. So when I go to the shop for a draft, I'm gonna have full oil slick, like basic land.
I love
You
it.
got the draft kit.
Yeah,
The draft kit finally is here.
Finally put together. Jordan got his galaxy foiled unstable lands, and I thought that's exactly what I wanted to do. And then the oil slicks were pre-selling for like hella cheap. So I just went ahead, pulled the trigger on those, and that is what I got.
Well, guess what, guys? I'm doing Arabian Nights Mountains for my draft
Oh,
kit.
snap.
So eat shit.
Love it. Yeah, no, it's super sweet having like the full draft kit, those lands. Like, oh man, like I just remember when I went to the Phyrexia OB1 pre-release. I didn't even give a shit that my deck sucked. Like my lands just look so fucking good.
They
lands
were
do look
drooling
sweet.
over your land.
Yeah, like every person I played against was like, wow. And that's exactly what you're going to be feeling.
Yeah.
The oil slicks are cool. I actually really like the Phyrexian language full arts. I think those look really great.
Totally. I think
Yeah.
I think across the board they did a really good job with those.
Speaking of, we met one of the artists who did the Phyrexian panorama lands.
Yeah, not the full arts, but the panorama lands. Yeah. Shit, dude. I wish I knew her name right now.
Elena Danner.
Elena Danner. Shout out.
King of
Shout out
Research
Elena
Evan
Danner.
on the trail.
It was great to meet
Mucho
you at
appreciate-
Comic-Con this past week.
Yeah, so we met her at Comic-Con, and for those that don't know, she was the creator of the Jeweled Lotus artwork. So we ran down, got our shit signed, and we also got Matt's signed. So Evan and I both have signed Jeweled Lotuses now.
Loti.
Jeweled Loti in
Lotus
foil.
field of. You
Wow.
might say. Yeah.
A Jeweled Lotus field.
A field of jeweled Loti.
Ooh, love to hear.
One day they're going to print a jeweled lotus field, right? What does that card do? Something
Jesus
busted.
Christ.
Sacrifice two jeweled lotuses.
Sacrifice your commander. Get mana equal to.
But anyway, yeah, it was pretty fucking sick. There's actually a couple other Magic artists there. It was great. We had like the guy that Drannith Magistrate and Tyler Jacobson.
He's a god.
Evan was swooning because he loves Hepatra, so it was really, really fun. Really fun. I was not expecting there to be really any Magic kind of stuff going on, but there was I think like 6 or so. So it was cool getting some cards signed. I actually never had done that in person. I've never been to like a Magic Con or anything. So
These are like 2 artists that like I've been wanting to like meet them for so long, to like have shit signed by them for so long, and finally like got there. I stood in front of Tyler Jacobson almost speechless. It's just like, I worship the ground you walk on. And it was just
such an intense reaction for an artist.
Yeah. It was such a cool experience. I don't know. It's just maybe I've never met a celebrity in real life, and I felt like that's as close as I've ever gotten.
Okay. Regardless, we all got some cool, shiny shit this week, and where it leads perfectly into our main discussion point of product fatigue. We hate buying product. Yeah, we were just talking about
so
how much
exhausted
product
from it.
we're buying. Very toxic.
Yes.
But it's true. It's real. I mean, I think I don't think anybody's going to be surprised by this topic. Like, it is insane, pure insanity what's been cranked out the last 2 years of just like force feeding us product and, special product and reprints and, fancy reprints and fancy reprint product specials.
Like, I think we can just be as blatantly honest as possible here, because if we're not, then it almost feels like sugarcoating it, where it's like, I'm going to be honest, I don't feel motivated to play the game all the time because of how much product has been coming out. I still love this game. My ear is still to the ground for like leaks, releases, like information, anything that might like help my decks or help my strategies or promote things. Like, I'm still like looking for that, right? But I'm not out there like fawning like over product like Secret Lairs. I feel like the Secret Lair sales have to be in the freaking gutter right now.
Yeah, this past drop did not pop off for me. Nothing in there that I truly loved.
Like, you look back to the early days of Secret Lair, and I was like, God, there's some great value that I missed out on. Like, I would have bought all of the Theros God packs and everything like that. They're just not making shit like that anymore. They're like, we put too much value in these for some reason, even though it's just a fucking card. And so now we have to put one decent card in there and then 4 garbage cards, and we'll make that $40.
Right. It almost feels like that's the formula that
it has become the formula.
Yeah, that they've like come up with, where they're like, they'll buy this, right? Meh, put it out.
I mean, we messed up by buying it.
True, but we
gave them positive reinforcement.
Like, I think the best value I've seen in a while is like the Kellogg's Loop Mystic Remora drop, where you got cool things like Utopia Sprawl and like Retreat to Coral Helm. All those cards had like, decent value. They all had like mid-range value.
The Just Add Milk set was fucking awesome. Like, there have been some great sets, and I'm not disagreeing with that. But I think just in general, like what you said, that formula, it fucking sucks, and it's not exciting. And like when I see drops and it's just that 6 times, but wait, you can get the foil, non-foil bundle for just $750. And you're like, look at all these terrible Magic cards you could own.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't see any value in it. I don't even like care to like look through these and see what deals I can get. Like, there's just more often than not, there's just not the value there.
A lot of something doesn't necessarily mean that it's good stuff.
Right.
Yeah, right.
In all these sets, they've done over the past like 2 years, all these sets, they've just looked and they said, well, if we offer a wider variety of products, maybe we'll hit more demographics. And it's just gotten to the point where they're like, it's so frequent and it's so wide that it's like, it's really just draining my batteries here, because like 22 versions of Elish Norn should not exist. Yeah. Right? Of the single one from Phyrexia, all will be one. Like, it's a lot. It's just really, it just drains me as far as like what I'm looking for. I really want the coolest version, and I can get the one that I want, if price willing, but it's...
Now you just have 22 to choose from.
Yeah, now you have 22 to choose from, and you just never know what you're going to get when you open a pack.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just become the market is so ravenous, and also just doesn't know how to keep up with this unprecedented amount of product. Like, TCG Player and Card Kingdom, like, techs must be going insane, like constantly reformulating their, organizing. Like, every single set is different, and what products come with it are different.
Yeah. Not just the number of variants, but the variation among variants. Like, like it's not even like every set has its own unique stylings. It's, what is Phyrexia all will be up. One have Step and Complete, Oil Slicks. Is there a third treatment that's unique to
Raised
this
Ink
set?
is different than foil. Yeah.
So there's just so much going on versus, and then going back to like Neon Kamigawa, which had its, anime art series. It had, some Neon Ink variants. It had this and this and this. It's just more and more and more. And the philosophy of Hasbro Wizards of the Coast just seems to be like, more, just more is more, without thinking about what is the value of any of it. Like,
right, you're not looking at the value of the product you're putting out and the value it adds to the product you've been putting out for decades.
It just makes for a really unstable secondary market, which I totally agree here with like Card Kingdom. They have to be ripping their hair out, just like trying to keep up with it. They're like, with how unstable things are, like they have been a giant amongst like distributors. They're like the single largest distributor in the nation for a reason, because you can say that their quality of shipping is great and everything like that. But can you imagine being the person setting the prices for pre-sale? Just set it high, because someone will fucking pay for it.
We're 3 weeks out. Everything's $80. We'll figure it out in 2 weeks.
Yeah. We'll wait till the market settles down. We'll look at it then. But until then, people are just going to buy from us because we're Card Kingdom. TCG player being an individual seller, it's like, again, got to be nerve-wracking to be like, am I going to make this sale, or am I going to look like a fool because I'm taking advantage of?
Well, I just don't even understand how you confidently be a trader like nowadays, and a seller and a buyer nowadays. Like, we used to have our own process for, when to get the best deal on a card, how long to sit on it. Maybe what do you trade it for? You target, modern staples. So I'll sell or trade a few cards, get one card, sell back to Card Kingdom for $100. I made a few dollars.
Right.
Whatever. We just can't do that anymore. And I don't do that anymore because I just can't trust a set coming out, because the pre-orders are $80. So like, there's no way it's going to maintain $80. Yeah. It's going to drop.
I don't know. It seems like the creator of the product is taking like a Hulk smash approach to the secondary market and just constantly disrupting it, whether it be through just like this deluge of product, or constant reprints of old staples, and like just plummeting values of certain things for collectors. Anything that's not on the reserved list, they're just going to reprint into the ground with new treatments.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the reserve list will get,
and they're going to find a way around it.
100%.
Or they're just going to abandon it one day and say just like everything they're doing right now is just them leading up to saying, hey, the market has shown that actually like players want this from us. They, only some people care about the reserve list. The general market wants us to reprint all this stuff, so we kind of have to do it. We're a business. We have to sell the product that people want to buy.
They've definitely had meetings of how do we get around reserve list. Yeah. I know for a fact.
It's a constant.
It started with Magic 30.
It's a constant conversation. It's like whenever like Mark Rosewater gets on to do a Q&A on his blog, it's like, when is the reserve list being abolished? That's constant. They're constantly being poked like for it to like decide when is the right time for it, and how do they work through the legalities of the whole thing. But overall, like, part of my fatigue is I generally did enjoy like looking at the market and seeing how cards would rise and fall, and it would give me a good insight into how the competitive formats were playing out, because a card that is highly sought after would rise in price. And now we're just seeing like different printings of foils like determining like the markets, and like Commander has changed a lot. So it's really hard to like pin down what is going to be expensive or is going to be value. So as someone who doesn't want to buy and rip open product, because that's just not who I am as a player, trying to buy things on the secondary market just seems impossible at this point. So what am I going to do? That's leading me directly to proxy land. So if I can't immediately determine what value a card is going to hold longevity wise, it doesn't make me want to invest in that product.
Yeah, that's a very well said. Yeah, like Kyle just built Elishnorn, and he's like, what are you going to do? Go out and spend $80 on just your commander?
And he said, I don't even want to play this deck anymore.
Right.
So I'm just going to rip it apart. Luckily, he proxied the whole thing. So, I mean, that's the best thing that proxying can do for you is build a deck. You have a $13 investment on the whole thing, including sleeves, and it's like, it doesn't work out, just like it didn't work out for me with Atraxa. I didn't have to spend $800 to like make it a one-time appearance for Atraxa.
Yeah, find that lesson out.
Yeah, so I think that's like really the absurdity in the secondary market at the point with this product fatigue is like they reprinted Atraxa how many times in the last 3 years? Like maybe 4 times. Double Masters had multiple versions, and then now we're seeing it again here with the March of Machines variants and stuff like that. But the card has skyrocketed. The base variant for Atraxa right now is $80. Like you used to be able to get it for $35. Great. If I'd bought it at $35 and now I'm looking at an $80 card, awesome, right? I would feel much better about it. But anybody who is realistically looking to enter the game, like new or old players trying to get back into Commander, it just is not realistic unless you're looking at a 6-figure paycheck.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Is like, how how does a new player get into Commander? From like not having any cards, how are you like, let's get you a deck, let's get started.
All my friends are playing Commander. I want to play Commander.
The barrier to entry used to be a $30 Commander deck that was kind of, the power level was more friendly to whatever the precon would be. And now the barrier to entry is probably like a $60 investment at a minimum, kind of doubling that, not just with the precon increasing in price, but like certain staples that you're just going to need to get off the bat to have any fun in the format, whatever power level you're playing.
Right, for sure. And like, yeah, it is great that the Commander decks come out all the time, the precon, so you can get it off the ground for $40, $45 or whatever. But yeah, I mean, the second you start playing with anybody who's not playing with precons, you're going to realize that you want other cards, all those staples. You don't have Ristic Study because they never put anything of value in these decks, like actual meaningful reprints.
Upgrade your lands.
Bond lands.
Yes, yeah. Why not just put a gas mana base in every one of these? I just don't understand.
It doesn't make sense
like
at this
every
point.
new player, boom, there you go. You got a dual land out the gate, shock land, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like reprinting the shit out of those bond lands is pure upside.
Oh, the battle bond ones, like if you have, especially if you're just Commander focused, 100%.
Of course.
Why not? Why are they $40?
Their wording is exclusive to Commander.
Yeah.
Like multiplayer format. And it's like, it is just insane to me. I sit here and I wonder, how do other games do it? How do they like keep the product, like how do they keep the value train going with their product? For some reason, this whole like print everything into the ground strategy with Wizards of the Coast is not working. Like,
because they're not printing the right things. They're not printing things properly. They keep coming out with new shit instead of reprinting the things that actually matter and the things that people want.
It's almost like this product fatigue is the result of the trap of new, like sort of like you're trying to convince someone to get into Magic, right? And you're like, go out and get this Commander deck. And they get it, and they realize the mana base is absolutely trash. It is garbage. They can't even play the game. And so what do you look at? You look at the secondary market, and you go, well, as an experienced player, I can tell you, you're going to want these bond lands. You're probably going to want fetch lands, and you're probably going to want some shock lands so you can have something to search for. Basic lands just aren't going to do it for you, my guy. And then all of a sudden, that new player is looking at a $400 investment, just not even talking about upgrading the creatures or like anything else in the deck, and it feels like it's a trap.
It used to be fun to kind of bridge that gap because for
used to be
$60 you could gas up a precon and have some gas, do some cool shit. But yeah, no, it's like $60 gets you one card that you need.
Yeah, and it's almost feeling like that barrier of entry is so large that I don't want to bring new players into the game. Like, we're all ingrained in the game. We've been playing for a long time. I want people to see why I enjoy the game. I feel like when I explain it to people and I go out, hey, I love Magic. And I play it very frequently. And I have to explain to them, but it is an $800 entry point.
Hey, you want a fun new hobby? That's just $2,200.
Yeah. And then they have to start getting into this like mental headspace where they have to like look at new product. When is the right time to buy? When, and then they're just like, their wheels are turning. They're just like, how do I keep up with this?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I can only imagine like when I was getting into it, it was half the amount of products and like, it was still a lot to keep up with and learning new cards and kind of being able to like memorize stuff. And now I can only imagine if you're new and you're like, all right, just set after set after set plus secret layers and everything going on.
Yeah, when you got in, it was like, let's rewind the clock a little bit. Let's get in a time machine. Let's go back to when you got into Magic and there was one Commander set dropped yearly.
Yeah, it's usually like 4 or 5 decks.
Yeah, something like that. And then there was one set that would contribute to the standard rotation every 3 or 4 months.
Right. You'd get usually 4.
I need a quarterly rotation.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
I think that's
feels
great.
Good.
100%.
Yeah.
Quarterly rotation and Commander once a year. Yeah. Like, that is awesome. And then if you want to do...
Or even if they had Commander decks twice a year, like that would be so much better than with like every set.
You get a Commander
every other month.
Yeah, you get a full Commander set and 2 on top of every set.
Plus you have secret layers bridging that gap. You have additional products bridging that gap. Like it is just too much. Like there's no time to be excited about. Like I'm not excited for March of the Machines. Like right now, even though some of the stuff looks sweet coming out, just because
It does look sweet.
I don't have any enthusiasm left.
I don't have anything in the tank anymore.
That's supposed to be the culmination of this storyline that Magic has been doing, and also just like the culmination of all this product they've been releasing for the past couple of years, and I feel nothing for it. I got nothing.
Well,
I'm
you're gonna
full and I'm out of cash.
Yeah.
You're going to get 4 new commander decks. You're going to get a set booster release. You're going to get new showcase foils for every single legend.
Collector boosters. Don't forget the collector's boosters.
Collector's boosters.
Now we have premium bundles. Now we have premium fat packs.
A rare unique foil. And you're going to have at least 6 different choices of foil to choose from in this particular set.
Yeah, it's just too much.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with. And I think it's great that we're having this conversation now, because when the Beetle and Grimm combination for Secret Lair did that, like, Here Be Dragons drop, they'd made 10,000 units and they sold out in less than 2 hours. And I was lucky enough to get one. And
That's crazy.
Yeah, like
2 hours. Wow.
Right. And like signing up for that, I was enlisted in the email chain for Beetle and Grimm. So like now I get, all their product, like emails and stuff like that, which I want to keep up on because their product is great. But then they announced this Secret Lair they're doing with the Mental Misstep, the deck box for Phyrexia All Be One.
Yep.
And they're sending me so many emails saying like, only 7,000 units made. They're still available.
Oh man.
No one is buying
The change of energy from the customer base. I'm sure they're feeling it.
It's like
they have to be feeling it.
2 or 3 emails a day that I'm getting from them being like,
crazy.
Only 24 hours left. And then when the 24-hour mark runs out, they send me another email and they're like, extending the sale. And I'm like, guys, I'm not buying one.
Yeah, you gotta like. There's just this rush to saturate the market as soon as they know it exists.
Like, there's customers there. Let's get them more product to buy.
Everyone acting like greedy pigs all at once, and it
so obviously, blatantly, with like just really no like regard for the customer base.
Yeah. No one's salary has shifted enough to accommodate this new influx of product. Like the average person isn't making $30,000 more a year since since this whole shift started happening.
Right. No, we got some free cash during COVID, and so we bought some Magic cards, and then Hasbro went absolutely insane.
It's our fault. We turned Hasbro into $1 billion company with a freaking Magic cards.
Yeah, jeez.
My last thought, I want to end it on a semi-positive note, because this
was not positive this whole time.
But I mean, we had some very positive inflection.
Totally. I totally agree with everything we've said, 100%. And I just think proxying is great because it lets you opt out of this whole situation that is kind of fucky while still enjoying the game and buy the cards you want to buy. So what this proxying allows you to do is just lets you choose when you want to opt in instead of having to opt out all the time. So it lets you have the cash to buy the Beetle and Grimm thing. It lets you buy, that awesome Just Add Milk Secret Layer drop. Like there is cool shit coming out in Magic. I think we just need to slow down and not participate in everything and just buy the things that are actually genuinely fun for you.
Yeah, to add on to that, my final thought is just you don't need any of this shit. So exactly that. Slow down. Just like, proxy the cards.
Just proxy the cards.
They play the same. As long as everyone's cool, they play the same.
Yeah, have the open conversation, blah, blah, blah. We have an episode on proxying, so I won't pitch it too much. But I just think, like, buy the things that are fun and don't opt in on all this bullshit, because it's bullshit.
Yeah, and that tailors right into my final thought. If you are a player who is looking to proxy, and let's say you're not into proxies, please don't gatekeep other players who would like to proxy. Like, they're trying to participate in the same hobby as you without spending as much money.
Or maybe just getting started in it.
Yeah, maybe they don't have the same...
It's not Wallet the card game.
Yeah. Yes.
We're here to have fun.
Thank you. Yeah. So everyone's there to have fun. Please don't gatekeep people who would like to proxy or who are trying to get into the game by proxying. It's just feels bad moment
to definitely feel bad,
and we're just trying to like be an open and welcoming community.
I've seen that happen way back when. I don't even know how you have that argument these days. Like, you can't have proxies anymore or anywhere. Like, how do you have that argument knowing how much a single decent deck is?
Imagine how many talented players and creative like deck builders there would be had we not gatekeeped at some point,
Right.
Yeah, like how dare you save your money to have like a quality of life, and like have nice things that aren't Magic the Gathering and pay your rent and things like that when you could just be making money for Hasbro shareholders?
Yeah.
Like, don't you want to do that instead?
Yeah.
Like, why are you simping for Hasbro?
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Like,
It's just buy the cards you want. Don't buy all the cards. That's my last thought.
And on that note, thank you. Thank you guys for listening to this episode of MoxStars Podcast.
Got real.
You can find all of our socials, our links. Be sure to subscribe below, hit the thumbs up, hit that bell for notifications for when new episodes drop. And please leave a comment on your thoughts for this episode.
You could win a sticker.
If you do, you could win a MoxStars sticker.
oh my God.
And
we love you.
We
Good
will
night.
we will pay the postage.
All right, y'all. This has been the MoxStars Podcast. It's been real.
Peace.
Deuces.